What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 82 of Learn and Become podcast. Today, we'll talk about 2023 or 2023. Today is December 27th. We're heading towards the end of the year. This is the last episode of this year. And I want to share a little bit of the year with you. I also want to share some thoughts and hopefully inspire you to have an amazing 20. We're going to cover what did you do in 2023, what plans you still have from 2020, what you didn't do this year, about highlights, the lows of the year, and also about time, where time goes by, no matter what you do or what you don't do, time will go by. And I want to start actually talking about this. We are in 2023, heading to 2024 or 2024. And I don't know how old you are, but if you're 25 plus, you've probably already realized that time goes by really quick. If you're in your early 20s, or if you're a teenager or a child, you might haven't had the chance to realize that yet. But reality is that time goes by really fast. And sometimes we don't do the things we know we have to do for whatever reason. And when we look back, time has gone by, like years have gone by, and we haven't done much. But out of the things we can do, there are certain things that we don't have to do or we don't need to worry about. And we need to have a very good filter to see the things that are worth of us investing our time, energy into, and the ones that we have to let go. This is a very big lesson that I've gotten from this year. Sometimes we spend a lot of time, a lot of energy into things that are not that important. And when we look back, there is some stuff that are way more important that we haven't put the energy we should have. And when I look back into this year myself, it's been probably the most intense and the most extraordinary year of my life. And the main reason for that is that first child was born. It's a baby girl. And for those of you that have kids, you know what I'm talking about. It just changes everything overnight. And it changes for better. I'm not saying there are no challenges or it's just like a fairy tale story or anything. It does have challenges just like anything in life, but it is for sure the most extraordinary experience one can have in their lives. And it hasn't been different with me, and that's been the highlight of the highlights of this year. I surely had many plans for the year regarding work, regarding productivity, regarding accomplishments. Most of them haven't happened. Financially speaking, audience wise, regarding the English project, and also regarding a second side hustle that I do have, which is a brand of t shirts. And still, I am happy with the year, and I'm content with the things I was able to do, to live, to experience, and most importantly, with the relationships I was able to work on, to connect, the people I got to meet this year, relationships I was able to get closer with, and the relationship that I was able to begin with a new human being, which is my daughter that I've just mentioned. So it's been An amazing year, not because of the accomplishments, not because of the amount of money I've made, not because of the dreams I've accomplished, or those were not accomplished, and I'm totally fine with it. But it's been an amazing year, and I'm very grateful for it, for the relationships I was able to have. Uh, and I'd say this is probably the high thing I would get from the year. It's like the big lesson. Sometimes we work a lot into stuff, not so much into people. And in the end of the day, people are always worth more than stuff, more than projects, more than results, more than productivity, way more than money, way more than attention, way more than accomplishment. But we easily shift that when we get in our of the flow rhythm of our lives. We just invest a lot more energy and effort into uh, projects, dreams, accomplishment, cars, houses, money, um, and we sometimes miss the boat on what really important. That tends to be people. So that's one of the things I want to point out regarding the year. And also, when we look back, I don't know if you're this kind of person, but a lot of people around this time of the year start to think about the year. They go over like the things they've accomplished, the things they haven't accomplished. And when we look back, there are some plans that we have from a very long time, for a very long time. Like, there are probably plans, depending on how old you are, that you have been having. I mean, you have had it for 5 years, maybe for 3 years. Could be plans that you have since 2020, since 2017, 2015, 2013, 2020. I don't know, like there could have been plans that you have hold for a long time, hold onto for a long time, but you haven't been able to accomplish them yet. And I feel like those plans are worthy of you working more on them. For example, I just give a random example. Let's say you've been wanting to read more for the last 5 years. Every year you go like, I'm gonna read more. But then the year goes by and you read 0 books, or you got to read 1 book. Try to read more. Like if it is something that you've been postponing, just put that as a priority this year. And don't try to have like 30 priorities. Get just a few, just like 1 or 2. So you might be able to get the ones you try to. The same goes about English. I know lots of people that every year go, oh, I'm going to learn English this year. And then in February, they've already given up. And then in the following year, they do the same. And it's been like that for many, many years. And reality is, if you don't work on thing you need to, you're not going to make it. There's no way for you to accomplish stuff if you if you don't work on it. Everything requires work. And everything requires intentionality. If you want to do something, be intentional about it. If you're not intentional, you will not have it. It won't happen. Giving an example of myself, I started learning how to play the guitar in 2021. 2021 was a great year. 2022, not so much. 2023, not so much either. But I haven't given up. And I want to continue and put more effort into this process in 2024. So this is something of mine that I've been wanting to do more, and I've been postponing, not working as much as I should or could, but it's a thing I haven't given up, and I'll continue to work on it. So I've been reading, not as much as I wanted to, but I've been reading constantly. I've been writing also. That's the thing I want to continue doing. I've been exercising 6 or 7 times a week consistently for the last few years, something I've been doing. Business wise, we've been growing. I won't say we've grown like exponentially or greatly or like huge project or company or anything, or we're not yet. And we might, like this year might be the best year for us. We have pretty good plans for this year. Great expectations about it, but it doesn't happen. That won't be a reason for me to give up or to stop working. If it doesn't happen this year, it might happen like in the following one. But I'm not planning on giving up. That's the thing. If you want to accomplish something, that's the number one thing you got to do. You have to be willing to continue. Or you continue, eventually you will achieve what you're trying to do. If you're giving up constantly and all the time, just like shifting, trying new things, before you accomplish something good, you'll probably never accomplish anything because you're always just like changing and trying new things. So be consistent. That's the thing that's very important for you to accomplish the dreams and plans. Also be intentional, as I've mentioned. And two things I want to talk about, they're also very important. Like failures, the low points of the year, the negative side of the year, and the things you weren't able to make, or the things you didn't do and you wish you had done. It might sound cliche, but you get the lessons from your failures, from the things you didn't do, from your tough moments. You will, for sure, get less failure and less errors and less mistakes the following year. So don't try to erase your failures, your mistakes, the moments you screwed up, or those can also be useful in the following year, or those might be the best things you can take from the year to improve the next one. Because when you have success, you've already got the benefit of it. But when you have a failure, the benefit of the failure will be the lesson you can apply into the future. So the benefit of your successes of 2023, they are already in 2023. But the benefits of your failures from 2023, you get it in 2024, 2025, and so on. So get the failures as lessons to apply them into the coming year. I hope you have an amazing 2024. I wish you all the very best. Happy New Year. And we'll be here with you hopefully in 2024 to continue inspiring you to learning English and into being the best version you possibly can of yourself. You have a good one. And I'll see you next year. Take care.